Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jackie Aina, in case you didn't already know by my name in the title of the video and by my YouTube channel name. 3, 2, 1, hit it. Check it, 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 check it. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome too. You can hang out with us. You can sit with us if you like. I saw this picture of Rihanna on the cover of Vogue Arabia, and I was just like, I want to look. I want zoom in on the. I want to look like that. Oh man! It's this really beautiful, like, cobalt blue eye with like a lilac shimmery lip. I haven't really been inspired to do a celebrity inspired makeup look in quite a while, and I'm also going to be doing a full face, because we love full face tutorials around here, using NARS makeup. I legit spent about $1,200 for this tutorial because obviously I have to buy a lot, you know, to see what I like and see what I don't like. This tutorial is going to include products that I have used before and products that are new to me, so that we get a little bit of first impressions, a little bit of a mini review. Tomato, smoke in a pancake, big shit in a blanket. And just so we're clear, I have purchased most of what is in this tutorial, like literally 95%, and there's probably like 2 or 3 things that I'm going to be using that were comp. These are never paid sponsorships. I would just prefer to just do it straight off the bat so that no one thinks that there's any bias, even though people tend to think that anyway, which is really annoying, you know. I'm just going to reiterate that I spent, again, $1,200 full of NARS to give you a full face. And before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, whichever direction it's in. It's not important, just find it and hit it, okay? Thank you. First thing we're gonna do is clip this wig back, because sometimes she trying to turn up. She be trying to come to the party uninvited. I'm using the Pour and Shine Control Primer, and I'm gonna be priming my skin. If you have oily skin, if you have combination skin like I do, this is going to be your go-to primer. Primer leaves a nice kind of like cooling finish on the skin. It feels really nice. And most matte primers tend to leave the white cast of shade. But you don't get that with this primer, which is very rare because it is pretty mattifying. I am a fan of powdering your primer, and you guys know I always do this to help control the oil, also minimize how much foundation I have to wear, and it helps mattify. This is the Soft Velvet Loose Powder in the color Heat. Gotta really bang on it to get the product out. I think I did a lot of banging there. Oopsies. This is a translucent powder that when I first tried, I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't all that wild about it either. Today I'm giving it another shot. What I do is I take the butt of my beauty blender and I pat that into my skin. It helps pull the shine out of the skin. And it also helps my makeup last a lot longer. I especially have to watch this area right here, like right above my eyebrows, where I tend to get the shiniest. NARS just recently launched their Velvet Matte Foundation Stick. I bought 3 of these. I wanted to buy a highlight shade, a face shade, and then a contour shade, and I've used them twice and I actually really like them. I'm not a fan of these sponge applicators though. It's actually a dual-ended foundation stick, so you get the foundation on one end and then you get the little blender helper. I mean, if I'm in a pinch and I have to use it, you can. I just find it to be okay. You know, it's not my preferred blending tool of choice. It is pretty matte, so sometimes it even helps to kind of warm the product up in your hand, or you can just keep blinding it on your face to get it to warm up. My face color is Macao. I don't know if I told you that, but it is Macao. I'm so glad that brands are finally coming out with oily girl friendly foundation sticks. Most of the foundation sticks on the market are just so oily, and they don't work for me. They don't work for me at all, you know what I mean? This is an amazing brush for stick foundations. It is the Sigma F84, the angled kabuki, and I'm just going in there and making it do what I do. Rihanna's skin just looks so healthy and glowy. I almost kind of feel like they probably used the Galaxy collection for this look, but you already know how I feel about that one. No shade though, whatever. No shade. So I'm gonna make do with all of the NARS products as best as I possibly can. If I could compare the stick foundation to anything else on the market, I would say it's kind of a mixture between the Hourglass Vanish Stick and the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Stick. Vanish Stick, I feel like once you put it on, it's it sets. Like you have to really kind of push into the skin. This was a little bit easier to work with. And just like all the other foundations that NARS carries, their foundations tend to run more golden, neutral, olivey. No more orange in 2017. Thank you, NARS. After I've patted the whole face in, then I start to swipe a little bit to get it to blend, but not too much because we don't want to remove the product. You start swirling around, you're gonna end up with your bare face again. I bought a highlight shade, which is Cadiz. The middle of my chin, and then the center of my forehead head. Then I took Cartoon as a contour shade. Okay, wig, don't be acting up again. Wig is cutting up. Now I'm blending it out with my beauty blender, but we are still gonna add concealer. But wait, there's more. And I feel like Cartoon, am I saying that right? Cartoon? I don't know. One thing that I also like about NARS foundations is if I'm Macau in Sheer Glow, I'm Macau in All Day Luminous, I'm Macau in their matte stick foundation. It tends to be pretty universal. And I know that that's not always possible, but they keep it pretty consistent, so it just makes it easier for me to shop. Fun fact also, if you guys don't know, all of my working makeup artists out there or just working professionals, NARS actually has a discount program. If you are a working makeup artist and you can prove that you're a working makeup artist, this is very important because everybody wants discounts. They actually have like a credential program where you can shop on NARS in their stores and online, and you get a 30% off discount, I think is the maximum. I was actually able to get most of the stuff at a 30% off discount, and I still spent well over $1,000. So could you imagine if they didn't have a discount program, how much it really would have been? It's not like it's the first time I've spent full price on a full face makeup tutorial, but I'm just saying, discount came in handy, you know what I mean? I still budget my money. No matter what profession you are in, money does not grow on trees. So look at how nice everything is blending. Skin is looking flawless. Ooh. Looking like post-Thanksgiving weight loss, girl. So I'm gonna take Radiant Creamy Concealer, Holy Grail, Holy Grail, Holy Grail Concealer of Life. I use Amande under my eye, and then I use Hazelnut around my mouth area because I tend to get creasy here. I get smile lines. So I find that the concealer kind of reinforces, you know, it just beats it into submission. I just have yet to come across or find a concealer that goes harder than Radiant Creamy. Like, it just gives me everything that I need. It really does. How can this formula be so flawless? Now, the trick to getting more coverage is letting this dry down a little bit. I know it makes y'all nervous. It's cool. I like letting y'all sweat a little bit, you know, just talking about how my day was. So my day was fabulous. I ate breakfast. I haven't really done much of anything else, and it's 2 p.m. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna judge me? You're not. Okay. You know, I just realized this is probably my first time doing a full face first impressions without really going blindly into it, because last we did was Milk Makeup, and that was like my first time really trying everything. I'm kind of familiar with most of NARS already, so I'm a first time trier of the Soft Velvet Loose Powder in the color Peach. I didn't even know this existed. It is an off yellow, peachy kind of translucent powder. It looks like this. It's peachy, it's buttery, it's yellow, so I'm gonna be putting that to the test for the first time today. So putting that on my beauty blender and then dabbing off the excess. And I'm just gonna press that into the skin. Ooh, that looks so good. I was a little skeptical. As I press this into the skin, it looks really good. Wait, it looks even better in the monitor. Oh, I'm looking nice and bright, girl. Lil' Kim, I'm coming for you. It's just a matte formula. It doesn't say it's a matte formula, but I'm getting super matte vibes right now. Super matte. Then let's sculpt right underneath the cheekbones. This is gonna be a little bit different for me because I've never used it with this translucent powder. So it kind of will be a little bit of a first impression. Don't worry, I won't be looking ashy like this for long, but we are done with the face. So now let's move over onto the eyes. Skin does look bomb though. It just looks sculpted to perfection. This powder is the perfect color. I'm taking Suriname Brow Perfector. This is a brow pencil. I definitely feel like the brow pencils need work. This is considered their black brow pencil, and then it literally goes straight to blonde. Like there's no in between. So Suriname looks like this, and it's definitely more of a darker, deeper, darker brown. And then the next darkest color they got is Caucase. I'm just wondering where's the in-between? Can we get some Kenya up in there? Like there's no in-between, I'm confused. Maybe there was a shade in between and they discontinued it. I don't know, this is my first time even attempting to try NARS brow pencils, but y'all need to fix that. Now, as far as the consistency, it is a nice, really nice hard wax. You don't have to press too hard to get the color out though, which is good. The brow pencils though was honestly the one thing I was scared to try. I was like, I don't know about that. And I still kind of feel that way, but you know what? It's actually not the worst I've tried. It's just not the best. Suriname is pretty dark. I still think that they could add a color in between, like just something that's like a softer brown, but the formula of it is bomb. Like it applies really bomb. This low key could come for the brow wiz, but the pencil itself is just a little bit fatter than brow wiz. I don't know, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Just depends on who you ask and what you like. I'm actually a lot happier with the brow pencil than I really imagined. I really was actually gonna skip it altogether just in the name of being picky. I also picked up the brow gel defining cream just in case I felt like the pencils weren't acting right. But even still, it's the same color issues. They had a really, really dark one, and then this one, which is like a dark blonde, but I just need, I need a chestnut brown. That's what I need from you, NARS. Make it happen. Oh, girl. I was planning on using this color because it just looks so pretty. Like I was just gonna find any excuse to use it. It is, I dropped it. I don't know how to say this name. It's called Pigar. I don't know and I don't care. It's beautiful. We won't be using it today because it's not quite in our color scheme. You know, Riri had a different plan for us, more cobalt, all right? I am, however, gonna be taking this eyeshadow palette. This is the matte shimmer. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she clean now. This is the matte shimmer eyeshadow palette. It has a nice arrangement of cool, smoky, gray, dark navy colors. Oh, my nails is looking right with it too. A lot of great things have been said about the smudge proof eyeshadow primer. I am an avid lover and user of the Smashbox primer, but today, what first impressions are all about. There seems to be no color there. It's pretty clear. It's pretty warm in Riri's crease color area. So I'm actually gonna take this shimmery brown color. Hopefully it does what I want because that may not be warm enough, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. Uh-oh, that's dark. That was darker than I anticipated. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause. I think this is the job of a bronzer. Okay, I'm taking my Becca bronzer, my one cheat item. I don't have anything from NARS in this color, and I'm blending that into my crease. This is definitely a step that can be done with any warm eyeshadow. It just needs to be warm reddish brown. I'm gonna take China Blue, which is a beautiful matte indigo rich blue. It actually looks a lot more purple on camera, but it's definitely blue. Is it indigo? Yeah, indigo is blue. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. And we're just going to don't stop, pop that don't stop right on that outer V. Ay, nice and blue. Blue dabba dee dabba da. And also in the inner corner, smoke it out, smoke on a blanket, beige in a blanket. Being very careful with this blue because this can get out of hand very quickly. I'm not gonna do any sweeping motions yet until I pat it where I want it to be. This is definitely the kind of color that can go very wrong very quickly. Now I am a little bit of feathering right along that outer corner. I've always wanted to put this color to use, and now I finally have a way to do just that. Truthfully, I wasn't always the biggest fan of NARS eyeshadows. It was one of those things where I didn't dislike them, but they weren't my favorite either. And I've really been liking what they've been doing with their formula as of lately. But ever since they launched their loaded eyeshadow palette, which is obviously heavily used, I definitely feel like they've stepped it up for sure, 100%. In another attempt to stay true to the look, I did not have a shimmery cobalt blue shadow, so I had to grab the Pat McGrath Labs blue color and another color I've been dying to use, and it's absolutely perfect for the look. I know it's not NARS, I know, but we're doing a celebrity recreation, so it's just the way the cookie crumbles. This is a really nice blue and it's perfect. I'm starting to feel like China Blue is actually looking a little bit more green on my skin tone, especially next to this shimmery blue color. Very interesting, very interesting. Remember when blue eyeshadow used to like really be, like it was really my staple. People came to my channel because they knew that they could find that cobalt blue banger, the one that people used to steal and put on Tumblr all the time without crediting your girl. It was like on everybody's Instagram. This is giving me throwback Lil Pumpkin Pile 5 vibes. I definitely now feel like I have a use for a Pigar eyeshadow. I'm gonna put that on top of the blue. Oh, it looks so good. Ree's look was actually a little bit more teal, but sometimes that could also be like filters or however they edited the pictures. So it's kind of hard to say what the look really was. And then Pigar, we're gonna put in the inner corner. I don't leave my house without no inner corner highlight. I just zoned. Zoo it. So this shadow palette actually comes with a black pencil liner. Ooh, it's a twist up line. Ooh, that's interesting. Taking that and pushing it into my waterline. I still feel like I'm missing some teal. I don't have anything that's teal from NARS, but I really want to stay true to the look. So I'm going to take Pat McGrath Astro White Pigment and just kind of graze over just a little bit. I'm just pushing that into the top center of my eyelid. Oh, that looks so good on top of Pigorium. On top of Pigor. I'm adding some of that cobalt blue along the bottom lash line, and we will be smoking it out later. Error 404, NARS lashes not found. I am taking Lotus lashes, the Yars Beth lash. A lot of times people say the lashes that I use are too like overpowering for my colorful look, so I wanted something a little more gentle. I bought this extra large and in charge, a large kabuki brush situation. I don't usually use kabuki brushes. I think this is probably going to be better for like powder foundations, but I'm going to try it anyway just because I'm intrigued. So that soft velvet loose powder we used earlier, the skin tone color, I'm just going to take a little bit of it, with the kabuki brush, buff it into my skin. Oh, not too bad. Okay. I'm not gonna do too much buffing though, because we don't want to mess up all the hard work we put into this beat earlier. Moving around the eyes and around the jawline. This is usually the area where I need extra powder, just extra love in general. And my 5 head area, when I mean I added a little bit, I mean a little bit of powder. This much on each section. It's not the softest brush that I've worked with, but it is really nice. I'm curious to see how this would work on like powder foundations. I really don't think this bronzer is gonna work for me. This is one of their newest products. It's in the color Fallacious. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's their darkest bronzer. I don't know why companies are so afraid to make dark bronzers. You can go Zorker, so do it. And I'm putting that around the perimeter of my face. I'm seeing a little bit of bronze there. I'm gonna be using this brush, which is also from NARS, to apply that. I've been getting to know this brush with my other bronzers. I don't know if this is doing anything for me. I really don't, because I contoured earlier, so that sculpt was already there. See if it does anything on my hand. Nope, don't see nothing. It's very soft, and I feel like this is a little too close to my skin tone for me to really see a difference, so that's gonna be a pass for now. I really like these little multiple sticks are the bomb, right up my alley. I live for some cream blush color. It took me a long time to figure out which one looked the closest to Rihanna, so I settled on, of course, the one called G-Spot. It's just a multiple stick. You can use it on the eyes, lips, cheeks. It's a multi-purpose product. I'm just gonna add a little bit right at my apples. Love how moisturizing these are. These are so gorgeous. Don't have to do a ton of work to blend them in either. This color is really pretty. I didn't think I was gonna be as into this color as I am now, but it's really pretty. She is definitely glowing from within all over this look. I'm gonna take Porto Vallarta. It's another multiple, but this one has shimmer. Does this have shimmer in it? Yes, it has shimmer. It's the perfect kind of like corally peachy color. The camera is not even, nope, camera's dogging it out. Looks way better in person, just saying. This little brush caught my eye. I wasn't really a fan of NARS brushes before, to be honest, especially like their cheek blushes, you know, the Eda brush and the one that everyone fangirled over. I always thought that they were okay. I wanted to give them another shot today, so I picked up this cool little teardrop looking brush. I've never seen it before. I've never seen anyone use it, so I was like, ooh, you know, I love a teardrop brush. You know, I love me a pointed highlighted taper brush. I'm gonna saturate that brush with color and kind of dab off the excess, and then just start building it up onto my cheeks. Oh my God. Ooh, wait a minute, hair, wait a minute. Okay, bristles, don't start cutting up. I just got you. And my forehead, because she's definitely got some forehead highlighting. This complements G-Spot really well. Sorry. I would never think to do a peach face with like a cobalt blue eye. I may have probably done it in the past before, but it's just not normally what I reach for. I usually go for like mauves and pinks, more cooler colors, but I love this combination. NARS doesn't have any setting sprays. I found that interesting. They have a whole line of skincare stuff, which I have yet to tap into. I really like what I have with skincare, so I'm just gonna, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. I'm gonna stick to makeup. We are gonna finish this look off with a lip. Rihanna has this really cool toned lavender lip, and it's very icy in the middle. So I'm gonna take Dominique lipstick and start adding Dominique towards the center of my lips. Then I'm going to blend her out. This is kind of purple. I actually kind of feel like if I took a little bit of London Calling, the Power Matte Lip Pigment, and ooh, God, that looks so good. And just dab that in the center. I feel like Dominique was a little too purple, whereas Rihanna's lip is a little bit more gray purple. I'm blending that out. Yeah, I needed that to be a little bit more muted, just a little bit. There's tons of shimmer in Riri's look. So let's take a little bit of South Beach and sprinkle that in the middle, dab that in the center. Rihanna's Cupid's bow is just, it's not fair, man. Her lip shape is like perfect. It should just be against the law. I'm tired of trying to compete, damn it. I'm also gonna take Pygmy, I don't know, whatever the hell it's called, and add a little bit of that too. Ooh. I'm trying to use as many NARS lip products as I can to make up for the lack of NARS in the eyes. So I'm also gonna take Bound Velvet Lip Glide and go pretty much around the shimmery parts of my lips. Okay, so now that I've taken all the selfies of the look and I made a complete mess all over there's literally shimmer and eyeshadow everywhere. That is the final Riri inspired makeup look. Okay, so just to round up some final thoughts on NARS Cosmetics as a whole. You guys already know how I feel about the complexion products. I've gone through foundation after foundation of sheer glow. I've really been getting to know and enjoy their newest matte foundation stick. So that gets a plus for me. I think it's also really important that you use that with the NARS primer. Their foundations are kind of unique in that some of my primers are good with like a couple different lines of foundations, but NARS, it's like they need special attention. So I would suggest if you are looking to try their foundation, get a primer, get a sample of both, and try it out for yourself. NARS also makes some of my favorite blushes. I especially love the multi-sticks. All of the lip products get a plus from me. As a matter of fact, 3 thumbs. If I had a 3rd thumb, maybe my big toe. I don't know if that counts. I could probably say I was kind of the least disappointed with the brow pencil as far as the applicator goes, but the formula was really good. I just wish it was a little bit of a slimmer pencil. I don't know if I see myself using it after it gets through that first initial like sharpness. You know when a brow pencil's brand new, it's nice and sharp, no mistakes, but once it starts to wear down and rounds out, it's really hard to get like a precise application. I like the formula of the brow pencil, and the colors were wonky. I told you guys the colors were just not popping. I also do think that they could add more shades of the stick foundation, just like they did with the concealers. Radiant Creamy Concealer, you guys already know. It's a staple, it's a banger. These bronzers definitely work. They don't run dark enough. Just, I don't know why people think black people don't bronze or dark skinned people in general don't bronze, but we do. I know this glow is really natural and really popping, but some of that I would like to enhance a little bit, you know what I mean, NARS? So come through. The shadow primer actually ended up working out really well. I'm gonna keep this in my daily favorites drawer. And the shadows, I mean, I definitely, I know I didn't come through and use all NARS eyeshadows to create the look, but in the name of trying to get it as close to Rihanna's look as possible, I will definitely be mindful in the future of full face tutorials of not going after a specific look. That would be harder to achieve, you know, if I'm limited on products. So I will definitely be mindful of that. That was definitely my bad. I didn't really get to use enough of this to really give it like a fair judgment of the quality of the color selection because I ended up using other things to enhance it. But I will say that NARS shadows in general, I used to not really be that much of a fan. Now I am, starting with the Loaded eyeshadow palette that has been used and abused, honey. I take that thing everywhere. The singles are cool. I don't really care to use singles though. Like I don't have time to be packing a bunch of single shadows. I like a palette. I like a color selection. I want you to pre-choose everything for me. The brushes, I feel like I don't necessarily know if I would spend a lot of NARS money on some brushes when there's, you know, companies like Morphe, there's brands like Sigma that are not nearly as expensive and in my opinion do the job just as good, if not better a lot of times. So I'm just not moved enough to splurge on NARS brushes like that. I kind of feel like everything else is bomb.com, and I will definitely continue to be a user and fan of them. Thank you guys from the bottom of my little old heart for watching today's video and hanging out with me today. The most important question is, do I look like Rihanna yet? Yes or no? If you say no, you can catch these hands, okay? See your way out. If I don't look like Rihanna from head to toe, I'ma fight you. You can, however, make up for it though by watching the next tutorial. I just think it's the right thing to do, you know? I make it easy. I put it right here. I'm fly, I'm fun, looks be poppin', and you know you ain't got nothing else to do anyway. You might as well stay and watch the next tutorial, okay? Do the right thing.